Unfortunate state of the game. I deleted the game again a couple weeks ago. As most long-time players understand, it's not a healthy game to keep playing mentally, nor is it really fun anymore. My first couple matches after 2 weeks weren't good, and my third had a cheater using wall hacks. Most people make fun of players such as myself who bring up cheaters, but believe me when I say I understand 80% of the bad experiences people have are just good old gaijin. However, to ignore and downplay the fact that there are cheaters is unrealistic, as they exist and there's plenty of proof. In any case, that's not what I'm here to talk about. The current state of the game is pretty sad. Without premium or playing like a sweat, it still mentally abuses its players with the gameplay, and playstyles encouraged. I have talked to people on this subject, and most people agree. While it's free to play, hardly any players are, and the ones who are don't really play the game, while the ones that do mostly all do the same things and emulate the same online personalities. The abuse I refer to is what the gameplay overall does to people. I got people into this game, and they have gone through the same stages of happiness, excitement I had in the beginning, straight to pain, anger, and strife as they got deeper into the grind. None of the people I know who play haven't spent money on this game, and that in itself compels people to force themselves back on the game. We can't let go of the money we could have spent on something better. Whether it be groceries, a movie, going out with friends, it drags us back in droves, and it's truly an evil thing. If you think about the pricing of items in the store, it becomes clear. It convinces you it's the price of a new game or several smaller games, several movies, DLC, a few subscriptions, etc. And that makes you think you need to get your money's worth. A friend of mine is going through this exact problem, and I'm trying to convince him to just drop it and move on. Otherwise, he'll just get back, and it'll get worse. This is all linked in part with their new changes to events, which in my opinion are designed to bring back players back with more events, and the removal of crafting events to entice players like I said. The newest one is a 10-0 Chinese experimental MBT, or something along those lines, that has 600 plus pen dart out of the gate. Who wouldn't re-download the game for that? I did, and I deleted the game again, without a second thought. In the end, we all sacrifice for a single win. Is a dopamine rush worth hours of torment? I don't think so. What do you guys think? This was a post on the Steam forums. I'll link it down below. And it's sunk cost fallacy, as always. The idea that you have to keep going with something even though it doesn't make you happy because you have already invested so much time or money into it. And it's a fallacy because it doesn't get any better for you if you have that type of mindset, and you will just sink more and more into the hole. So my simple thing is, when it comes to these types of ideas, is you need to just cut the arm off to save the body. Like, honestly, one of the best things to do if you're stuck in this kind of mindset is just completely forget about, gaming or just general games, or maybe go to like Fanatical or like Humble Bundle, or in like a sale, pick up like a few games, play those, see how you feel, and don't worry about the amount of money that you've spent on War Thunder. At the end of the day, we all have stuff in life where we've spent a decent amount of money on, and what ends up happening is you kind of look back on it and think, was that really worth it? Do I have to get more out of it? When it comes to the streaming stuff and the YouTube stuff, that happens to me quite a lot, because I think about the different stuff that I bought to try and enhance the experience, not just for myself, but also you guys, and some of the things work, some of the things don't, and you just kind of move on from there. The main thing you've got to understand is, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you just have to move on from it. And what's interesting is this guy actually had a response to another comment about it. So this was something that someone put in the thread. It's a game. If you're being affected by it mentally, then stop playing and seek help. After thousands of hours, people elevate minor inconveniences into crimes against humanity, and you all need to just stop, touch grass, and get some perspective. I'm still going after playing since near the start and have none of the problems most people scream about because I just play what I enjoy when I feel like. If you're doing anything else, that's really on you. And if you feel compelled to play more than you should, or pay because of Gaijin's evil practices, take a moment and remember you claim to be a competent adult. Take responsibility for your own actions and just stop. No one is forcing you except your own lack of self-control. And he is completely correct. That statement is a statement that has got me a lot of flack over the years, but it's completely right. You are in control of your own body. You are in control of your own finances. You are in control of your own time. Obviously, if you're a little bit younger, then what ends up happening is, there are other complications in there. But if you are an adult, it is up to you to look after yourself. It is not up to others to look after you. They can support you, they can help you in different ways, but it isn't on others to project onto you how to feel. You have to find that from inside yourself, which is one of those things that's really hard to get across to people because they get super defensive about it, because they go, well, why aren't I like that? Why are you telling me I need to do this, but I'm not like this? And then they just get super aggressive and defensive about it. But at the end of the day, that statement is all you need. You are in control of your own setup. If something is annoying you, don't do it anymore, right? Simple as that. And then the guy had a response to this, which shows the mentality difference between the two individuals. Your response makes it look like you only skimmed, then replied with your opinions on said skimmed material, ignoring basically everything I said except minor points. Saying touch grass and get help honestly annoys me. The point is that this game plays with people's heads the way it is now, and some can't see that. Ignoring the fact that most multiplayer PvP games are all the same now, I don't lose my mind. I'm referring to momentary bursts of outrage or constant annoyance, which is why I delete the game and do something else. I only re-downloaded to do the event with a friend, which I kind of made clear, which you must not have comprehended. Instead of telling me the obvious solutions I already take, obviously not because you're still here, I'd like to hear an actual opinion that isn't it's a game. A game is something that entertains people. No one I know who plays this game is entertained. As I pointed out, people mainly receive momentary dopamine rushes to keep them playing. It's a societal problem, but also the gameplay. Oh! Sure, in all seriousness, it can be called a game. However, where is the line drawn? It has so many players, and plenty of them speak out against it, though I feel you're not one to discuss things like this, and will most likely make fun of me, as that is the norm in Steam discussions. People either make fun of you, insult you, or agree with you, to a point. This is not a societal issue. This is a marketing and business issue, right? If you are falling for all of the standard business practices of FOMO, if you are falling for the standard business practices of trying to get you back into a product when you have left it, you have to understand how this is kind of working, right? How you are getting kind of hoodwinked into these things if you feel like you are at the end of the day. The major thing is you have to have control of your own thoughts and control of your own mind. If you feel like you are being manipulated by a video game or manipulated by everything, you need to reset and have a think about how to kind of help that out and how to move from there. Nobody, as like so many different things are like saying nowadays, nobody is coming to save you. You need to save yourself. Whether that's like a major thing when it comes to like a job or money or house or family, or whether it's a minor thing like playing a video game. All of these things are up to you. They're on your head and nobody else's. And that's fine, you know? Personal responsibility is super important in pretty much every walk of life. And when it comes to War Thunder and certain times of the year, people do get pretty sad and angry. But also, you got to understand, the vast majority of people that you hear complaining is still the minority. The minority of people use social media when it comes to War Thunder and engage on stuff like the social media platforms that War Thunder has. The vast majority of people just turn on the game, play a few games, and then leave. And that's what they do every, maybe every day, every week, however long the period is. You don't hear from those people because usually if people have a problem with something, they will express it. Whereas somebody is neutral to something or is positive about something, they won't express it because they don't feel there's a need to. Because what would be the point, right? For me, I kind of like the idea of being like, hey, so, I actually do have fun playing this game. I am entertained by this game. I have stopped playing games in the past because they haven't entertained me, right? Because why would you do something constantly which doesn't make you feel good? It's so confusing to me. I don't think I'll ever understand it. But I think it's good from a general point of view to have a look at these posts, to have a look at the general differences in mentality that are on offer and kind of fit and think about where you sit in this type of setup. So you can, feel the way that, or you can kind of work out how you feel about what's going on and make sure that you're not falling into this trap. Super important, especially when it comes to War Thunder or just any video game. The video game is not your life. Your life is your own. You need to control it. Simple as. Thanks to RedNed for giving me this post. As always, RedNed has bangers, and the Steam forums is always full of them. As always, hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Schnitzel Stroker, Brendan Quinn, Vilneus, Character Fuel, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, B. Young, Opium Prime, Masonocrat, Lafouche, Alan Hacker, Sem Arslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.